don't you ever ever listen to me. Don't you ever become friends with a person that nobody wants to be friends with. Suddenly you went from an A to like a C because you turned in a paper 2 days late. Do your work, get on your Zoom, get on your P's and Q's, continue to do that work. Hey babes, it's me Aisha. So today I will be making a high school advice as someone who's about to graduate in a month. I get out May 17th, which is so excited, so happy. I actually committed to a school, but I will not be saying in this video. This is gonna be a very like general advice video for high school, and then I think later on I'm gonna, like in the summer, I'm gonna make a video specific to seniors who are going into college, because there's just some things I wish I knew. There's no general order to this list, but I'm just gonna do the first one. So take classes that suit your needs. Harder classes can wait and you don't want to stress. So what I mean by this is, a lot of people say like, oh, you need to build your college resume as soon as you can, do this, that, and the third. If you know you're someone who struggles with like doing a lot of work at the same time, like you get overwhelmed, then why would you want to take like APs and stuff during your first year? I feel like honestly colleges really look at junior year. So if you take APs in junior year and senior year, then that's fine. Like I feel like if you know you're like, if you're gonna take a science class and then take another science class but it's AP, you might get confused, you might merge things together and more homework, and you don't want to do that. So don't stress, just wait. There's nothing wrong with being a normal high schooler for like, especially 9th and 10th grade. Like you don't need to worry about all that. So definitely take classes that suit your needs. I feel like especially when you're younger, you want to take classes that like are more fun. Like I know in 9th and 10th grade I took a lot of art classes because I enjoy doing art, and then 11th grade I took my hardest classes, and then 12th grade I took very chill classes because I knew I would still get an A. Okay, next is body image. Oh, the things I could say. So I go to a school that's predominantly white. It's PWI. And you know, there's a lot of small itty bitty size 0 extra small girls, and it's just like, as someone who's like pretty like mid-size, I wouldn't say I'm like big, but I'm pretty mid-size, but I always saw myself as like really big because I was always comparing myself to people who are small. But you have to remember, especially as Black women, we are built differently, and I'm not using that as an excuse to say like, oh, like I'm just built like I'm just bigger because I'm Black, which is not the case. Like obviously there are a lot of Black women who are smaller, but for the most part I feel like a lot of Black women are bigger. They have bigger hips, bigger thighs, bigger, you know. So don't ever like try comparing yourself to anybody else. Everyone is built differently. Everyone has different genes. Like it's really not, most of the time you can't control the way that you look. Like obviously you can work out and be healthier and lose weight, but you were still a certain way before you lost that weight. You know what I mean? So don't try to compare yourself to others. You have to also remember, we are all growing. You in 9th grade is not gonna look like you in your senior year. Like I'm so sorry. I just feel like you need to focus on yourself and focus on loving your body and yourself. And if you really do want to change something about it, then do it, but make sure it's not in an unhealthy way. Okay, next is boys. Boys, I feel like you shouldn't let boys dictate how your high school life is gonna be. I never talked to anyone in school simply because the vibes that the Black boys give off is like they do like Black girls supposedly, but I guess I never fit that stereotype of Black girls that they like. So I never like paid attention to any of them. Now, did I talk to boys over the course of high school? Yeah, but I never dated anyone. Because I feel like I keep meeting boys who just are toxic. I don't know. They'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry I did this to you. You're like the only girl who hasn't chased me. Yeah, because I don't chase men. Because you being in my life does not change how I was when you weren't in my life. Like, I'm still gonna do me. Okay? Still do your work. Get on your Zoom. Get on your P's and Q's. Continue to do that work. Because men or boys come and go. Your grades don't. Okay? So, really be careful. I would say be careful with boys. And don't try to look for validation from them. Like, they're so unserious. You have to remember they are like teenagers. Don't take them serious. Sometimes they just want a reaction out of you, but don't, like, it's not worth it. But yeah, boys just, that's all I can really say. Boys just really ick me out. I don't know. Next is organization. Okay. I feel like I have fallen off my organization like train. I used to have in 9th and 10th grade, I used to have a planner. I would write down everything when everything was due and color coded. I would like say what time I had a meeting with a teacher or everything, this and the third. And while I do think it helps, I don't think it helped me that much, because as someone who has like ADHD symptoms, I don't want to fully diagnose myself because I haven't actually gotten tested, but you know, it just would be like I forget to write in my planner, if that makes sense. So it worked for a little bit, but I realized it wasn't for me. Organization, I feel like, is very, very important. You just have to find out what works for you. Me personally, I've been using Notion, which has really helped because I enjoy like looking at cute things. And you know, I'm on my laptop basically every day, so it's not easy to forget what I have to put in my Notion. But yeah, I love my Notion. Other things are like, there's probably different apps you can get. Notion just has been working the best for me. But I feel like staying organized in school really helps, because you don't want to fall behind and then suddenly you're behind in class, you don't know what's going on, or you get late points off and suddenly you went from an A to like a C because you turned in a paper 2 days late. Like, you know what I mean? So organization is very important, but find out what works for you the most. Okay, next is friendships. All I gotta say about friendships is you are not gonna be the friend, you are not gonna be with the same friend group you were in senior year. Now, maybe if it's a bigger friend group, maybe like 2 or 3 of you will still be friends, but the rest, because I thought I was gonna be besties with my same friend group from 9th to 12th grade, but you have to remember, like, you are growing. 9th grade you is not going to be the same as 12th grade you. My other friend group is just more like reserved and quiet. They kind of just stay on campus, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, but I realized we are very different. Now, at the time, we were very similar. We didn't really do much. We just like hung out at school. But me and my one friend have stayed friends. It was like we switched between like 3 friend groups. No, like 2. Only because when I was a junior, we became besties with the seniors, and when they left, I'm a senior and I'm friends with juniors, which is how it just happens to be when you like leave your other friends. There's not much to say. I will say though, don't you ever listen to me. Don't you ever become friends with a person that nobody wants to be friends with. Okay, let me clear it up. Okay, if you've heard things about a person and what they've done to people, or you know this and that, and you don't listen and you feel bad, you're like, oh, but nobody's their friend. You befriend them and they do some effed up ish to you, there's no one to blame but yourself, babe, because you done heard all the things they said to people, heard the things they did to people, and you still want to be their friend. Baby, you can't even blame them. That's on you. Because what? That's all I gotta say. Because don't, like, I think, like, I used to be like that, but then you have to realize, like, you can't always be nice to everybody. Like, obviously, some things are just not meant to be. So don't become friends with people just because you feel bad. It's never the right answer. Okay, events. School events, please do them. I don't understand, like, I don't enjoy school, but there's nothing wrong with wearing like a Halloween costume to school. There's nothing wrong with doing Spirit Week, being involved. I don't understand why people are just like, I don't enjoy school, but I like having fun in school. So yes, I will wear that Halloween costume. Yes, I'll wear a red shirt, which I think everyone should do. Like fun events, like I just organized a pie in the face with the student forum people, and it was fun. It was a success. I'm now selling prom tickets. Like prom's coming up in 2 weeks. Like different events, just do them. You only live high school once, so please do all the events. There's nothing bad that comes out of doing the events, you know what I mean? So please do them. Please do them. Okay. Next is dating. If you're not ready, then don't do it. Don't do it. Because people ask, what's a good age to be in a relationship? I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I don't think you should be a freshman dating a senior though. I don't think you should be 14, 15 dating a 17, 18-year-old. But hey, it ain't about me. But I'm just saying, when you think you're ready, then do it. You don't want to be in a relationship just because of other people like telling you, oh, y'all will look cute together, or oh, like this guy tells you, oh, I really want you, I want to be in a relationship. The whole time you're not ready, and then other stuff happens, and you realize like, yeah, I'm not ready for this. This is a lot, like it's overwhelming. You don't want to feel like that ever. So if you're not ready, it's okay to let that person know you're not ready. I'll say, I don't think I haven't dated anyone in high school, and I'm perfectly fine. Like I don't think I would have ever, like if I redid high school again, I don't think I would have dated anyone in high school. Sure, because I just feel like dating is such like, dating in high school at least, it's so like, it could be cute, fun, and fresh, but at the end of the day, if you break up, you're gonna see that person every day. Now I'm not saying you can't date someone outside of school, but for people who go to big schools, if you date that person, you break up, now it's just like your friend, their friends are talking ish about you for no reason. Like random people are like, oh, talk about like, oh, did you hear that and broke up? Like it's just, I feel like it's just unnecessary drama. So if you don't feel like dealing with that, then don't get in a relationship. If you're not ready to do the things that come in a relationship, then don't be in a relationship. It's really simple though. If you don't want to be in a relationship, don't. If you do, good, but think about all that could come with it and if you're ready or not. That's all I have to say. Next is distractions and social media. I feel like it's so easy to get distracted in school. I feel like I was a victim of this. I used to think like every time I saw someone post on social media about them getting like getting into 50 schools, getting like $1 million in scholarships, that I was just not doing enough. But you have to remember, there are always going to be people who are doing more than, no, not more, they are doing more than you, but that doesn't define like if you're a good or bad student. Like you're doing what you can, you're doing what, you know, like you're doing what you can, and never forget that. Like you're doing what you can, you did what you did, and you should still be proud of what you did. Like I feel like comparing yourself to people on social media is not a good way to live life, because I feel like you're always going to be drained, tired, and you're always going to be pushing yourself to do something that you don't necessarily have to do. Now, if you do want to get into 50 schools, go ahead. But what is the end goal? What does applying to 50 schools do for you? If you're doing that just to do it, then, and this doesn't apply to just to going to college and stuff. It's like, what does taking 10 AP tests do for you? Like if you know you don't really want to do it, then don't. I would say it's good to push yourself, but not to the point where it's just not unnecessary, but it's just too much for you just because you saw someone on TikTok do it. Things are definitely easier for people than other people, and you have to realize that not everything that they can do, you can do. and not everything you can do they can do. You just have to find a good balance that works for you. So don't get distracted by everything you see on social media. Okay, live your life. Everyone's life is different, and you will all go somewhere in life and make it big, period. Okay, next is main focus. Now, what I mean by that is, do you have a goal that you're trying to, reach? For me personally, my main focus was to get some college credits in high school so I can not graduate early, but have credits that I can transfer to college. And so I didn't have to be in college as long, because I want to be forensic psychologist, which is like maybe 9 years of school. So I'm trying my best to not be able to be in school in 9 years. So I'm trying to condense it down. So that was my main goal. I feel like having a main focus to really push you through school is really good to have, because it feels so rewarding when you actually do accomplish those things. Now, I haven't seen the result of my main focus, but when I do, I feel like it will be so worth it. But yeah, I feel like it's really good to have one to focus on. That way, you always have something to look onto, oh, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? What is this gonna do for me? Why is it gonna be worth it? I feel like thinking about that is just gonna make it so much easier to be okay, yeah, I do need to do this. I actually need to lock it and do this, so I can, even if your main focus is just making your parents happy and just graduating high school, focus on that. It doesn't have to be a big main focus. Mine was just very, over the top, I guess, but just have one to focus on. Okay, last thing I have on the list is the question, are you where you want to be at mentally? Now, this ties into mental health. I feel like people ask, are you okay? And people just say, yeah, I'm fine. I actually did get this from someone on TikTok. I think it's FX Kool-Aid, something like that. Something with Kool-Aid. But he talked about how when you ask, are you where you want to be at mentally, people get a different response than when you say, are you okay? And I find that very true. So I started asking myself that, and I started asking other people that, and it's actually crazy how much you can relate to other people, because nobody really talks about how hard senior year is. And it's not even hard. Granted, junior year is hard, but senior year, I feel like no one really talks about how depressing it can be and lonely it can be sometimes. And yeah, it can be very stressful, because you're doing college stuff while also doing regular school stuff, while also working, while also taking college credit classes, while also, it's just a lot. It was a lot for me. So I honestly constantly ask myself, are you where you want to be at mentally? And sometimes I would really think on that for a long time, and I'd be like, I'm not. I wish I was happier. I wish I was this. But you have to remember, you have to be grateful for a lot of things, even the smallest things. I am grateful I get to go to school. Okay, I am grateful I have a phone. I'm grateful I have friends. I'm grateful I have clothes to put on. That's how I started thinking about it. And while it sounds corny and whatever now, it makes you think differently. So it's it really pushes you to that finish line, and that's what's really been helping me. Journaling, talking to my MacBook, I'm FaceTiming someone, just different things. Yeah, but all I want to say is take care of your mental health, because it's really important. And high school's hard. High school's really hard. High school's hard. Okay. And we're all growing, and we're all, having routine episodes. But yeah, I think that's all I have for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, babes.
You can trust in me. I can. You said